video is going to explain how we go from a ratio table to creating a graph. So first we have to understand that the values in the ratio tables can also be written as ordered pairs, which is this idea here. So how we have this scenario. A recipe for oatmeal raisin cookies requires 2 eggs for every 1 dozen cookies. So this is the ratio, 2 eggs for every 1 dozen cookies. This word for is giving us the 2 parts of our ratio. So let's start filling in our box. So the first thing we need to do is understand what the process is. Well, if we have 2 eggs, we have 1 dozen cookies. How are we going from 2 to 1? We are dividing by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Let's look at the next one. If we have 4 dozen eggs, how many dozen cookies do we have? We have 2, which means we're going 4 divided by 2 to equal 2. So as you look at these, 6 divided by 2 equals 3, 8 divided by 2 equals 4, 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So the process that we're doing each time is divide by 2. Now what I'm going to do is take the 2 columns that I have, the eggs and the dozen cookies, and I'm going to look to them to write my ordered pair. So the first ordered pair that I have is 2, 1. Second ordered pair is 4, 2, and so forth and so on. 6, 3, 8, 4, and 10, 5. So next, I actually want to look down to this bottom part where it says the equation. And I'm going to look to these 2 columns, or the 3 columns actually, to find out what that is. And because I did my process earlier, this is pretty much like the rule. I can understand how to write my equation. And notice under eggs, we're using the letter E to represent eggs and the letter C to represent cookies. So we already have the rule in here. So we're saying if I start with E, that's eggs, I need to divide that by 2 in order to get C, how many dozen cookies. Another way to write this would be E divided by 2 equals C. I'm writing it as a fraction, but remember, fractions and division mean the same thing. So either one of these ways is correct. So now let's go back and actually figure out how to put this into our graph. So we are going to take each ordered pair and graph it on our coordinate plane. We need to remember how to graph. So the main rule is that we need to run before we jump. And that means we need to move horizontally before we move vertically. So let's look at my first ordered pair. And these should actually have parentheses around them. So I'm going to do that as I go. So the first one is 2, 1. So starting from the very center point here, I'm going to go over to the right 2 places, and then I'm going to go up 1 place and put my dot. So this is 2, up 1. Then from that point, I'm going to look at my next ordered pair, 4, 2. So again, starting from this place, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to go up 2 and place my point. So we're going to continue with this pattern of creating our next point, jumping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up 1, 2, 3. There's my third point, 8, 4. So even starting from 6, I could go 7, 8, up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last one, 10, 5. So this was 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be my last point. And let's just put our numbers down here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the last part is connecting the dots. And if you've done this correctly, these should form a straight line. So you're going to draw a straight line to the best of your ability. And we put an arrow at the end of our straight line to show that this could continue on and on and on. And there we go.